apologize. We'll come back to our regular meeting is back in session. First thing on the agenda is the library restroom. We talked about back and forth as to whether or not they could or could not be used. And what we need is a definition, defiant one way or the other, either yes to pursue it or no to not use it for a public facility. Is there a motion one way or the other to come before council?
I make a motion that we vote on it before we go any further. That we vote up or down, whether or not we want to pursue spending the money of making it a public restroom.
Make your motion either for or against, so we can make your motion for or against. Not or against.
Not to vote, but to make, I make a motion that we vote. Say that again? I thought we were going to make a motion to vote on it.
We make a motion to, yes, we will use it as a public facility, or no, we won't use it for a public
I
facility.
make a motion we do not use it as a public facility.
Okay, for that we need a second. Have a second. Any discussion from council? Hearing none, all of you that are in favor of the motion that's on the floor, please signify by raised hand.
Abstain.
One abstention, one negative, so 3 for and 1 against. At this time, before Mr. Bridges takes the floor, we have to make the announcement that the bathroom issues have been turned over to the Bridges attorney and to the town's attorney. At this time, we nor our attorney have received anything that would alter the issue at hand. Today, our attorney sent to the Bridges attorney an opinion letter from Safe Built about the bathrooms and an alternative solution, that of community bathroom conforming to code. On a separate matter, the sidewalk issue, as mentioned by Mr. Bridges, has also been turned over to the attorneys. Because of the attorney's involvement in both of these issues, we will not be able to discuss either of those issues tonight. Now, having said that, Mr. Bridges, you now have the floor if you'd like, please.
Okay, so one thing that I would like, that's, you teed this up perfectly. The correspondence that's been going back and forth, I'm not sure if council is all, fully aware of what you're doing on behalf of the town. And communication, you're contradicting yourself on many things, be it, in meetings or in emails. In the minutes of the February 3rd meeting of Ms. Polly's tape, on the 35th minute and 30 some odd seconds, you asked me to do a feasibility study, and you said, are you going to do it? And I said, yes. And you said, that's it on that, we're going to the next item, okay? So you told me to do it, and I agreed to it, a feasibility study. Clay mentioned that would be a good idea, that we do that. That's what I've been trying to do, is negotiate with you guys and get these things out on the table. So you're going back against what you asked me to do, because all I've done is ask you for specifics, so that when I get these specifics, I know that I'm done. We don't play this little games that we keep playing. We don't play games of he said, she said, okay? And that's what's going on. So why are you going back against your word from February 3rd?
The motion that just hit the floor and voted on and passed by this council takes that completely out of the question. So there's no use for a feasibility study, nor on our part, nor on your part, because they're not going to use that as public facility. So that's a dead issue.
Does everybody know about the email that Wendell sent me? I mean, everybody was copied on that email. So what you're saying is totally contradicting what you said in the meeting. What you wrote me is totally contradictory to what we said, what we agreed upon on February 3rd. Everybody good with that?
We're not at liberty to discuss it as
Okay, all right. So, that's fine. We'll discuss other things. Let's see. So you sent me an email, or sent my attorney an email on the sidewalks. You sent my attorney an email on the bathrooms. Okay? It's about time. It's been a month, and we agreed that time is of the essence, correct? And we hadn't heard anything until today, I assume. I've not heard anything until you just spoke of it. Is that correct?
We can't discuss it tonight.
You just said what we have. I'm just asking for clarification.
Yeah, clarification is we hadn't heard anything from either side. When we were in the meeting where we had your attorney and you and we on the phone, we told him, if you will show us, go. All right, I'm telling you, answering your question. Yeah, if you want to accept that, we will end this right now as far as discussion. Your attorney says he was tickled when we told him, if you'll find a way that we can use those stores and give it to us, he was thrilled. We have not received anything of such.
Repeat what you just said.
When we said, sorry, Ken.
If what you just said, I'm not sure if it's all correct on tape. You said my attorney was tickled.
Appeared to be.
Okay, talking about if you guys would get a solution, we would be tickled at looking at it. What did you just say? All right, well, since you can't discuss that, let's discuss other things as far as, working with people in the town and doing things for the good of the town and serving the public and the residents of the town as in your charter and everything that says everybody up here is supposed to do. Okay, I've been trying to get things going in the right direction. Okay, I've been asking for you guys, for feedback, for ideas and whatnot. Clay has even said, we're just talking. Okay, the whole feasibility study on the library was just talking to try to get a cost involved to see if that is a feasible option. Okay, that's all we were talking about. And so you guys just shut the door. You don't want to talk. You don't want to talk at all. Okay,
That's off the table.
Exactly. So you don't want to talk. Okay. All right. Now I saw a great article in the paper. Frigid Frog here in town doing wonderful. Can't find Italian, New Orleans, whatever shade ice in 5 counties. Okay, but it's here in Sharpsburg. Okay, that's great. All right. You guys bent over backwards to get them here or allow them to do business here. They're in a temporary structure. They have a porta potty. They've got a temporary service out there, all of which I question the validity, the code, and I don't know if Mr. Poole, anyway. All that seems like you've gone the extra mile for them. Because I want to know where in the codes, in the ordinances, that you guys have accommodated them. I couldn't find anything about an ice cream shop or anything in the codes as far as permitted uses. I couldn't find anything about a porta potty. Couldn't find anything about seasonal business. I want to know where it is that you made it fit for them to come in here and accommodate them, and you're not willing to even talk. You're not even willing to talk about the remote possibility of a solution.
Mr. Bridges, we've been talking to you for several months trying to work this out to no conclusion. Now,
I believe it's back on your...
The Frigid Frog question.
I think you just need to submit an open records and we'll answer your questions.
Be glad to.
You can't answer them now?
Not without reading through the ordinances now.
You don't know your own ordinances? You seem to know them pretty
Word
well.
for word, I don't.
You knew that there wasn't an auction house in there, and you spent money on attorneys to get it put in there. You knew you didn't have a precious metals or a tattoo parlor use in town. You made accommodations with them and actually put it in the ordinances and built it into the permitted uses.
All of that was investigated, and then we came to those conclusions, sir.
So obviously you had to investigate on the Frigid Frog. Obviously you had to do all that. So where's that on the website?
It's on the homepage under ordinances.
Frigid Frog specifically. You got specific precious metals, you got specific auction house, you got specific tattoo parlor. There's nothing in the permitted uses for a frigid frog, for an ice cream parlor out in the open. You've told me before it was like a seasonal. I just want to know, you know, that's a perfect example of you guys working hard. I don't blame you. That's a great business. It brings people to town. But why is that so important? And then I've got 6 properties right there that you just refuse to even entertain an idea such as the feasibility study that we can't talk about. All right? That's one thing. The other thing is the Dollar General store. I mean, you passed 3 variances up there. You bent over backwards. You violated your own tree ordinance and everything. And people complain. Residents complain. Council members complain. And you totally ignored them and just said, hey, this is what we're doing. And how does that benefit the town? I don't understand how that benefits the town. Benefits you guys from $100,000 in profit, to which I guess you can spend at your pleasure, but how does that all play into what I'm trying to do here? And you guys totally shutting me down.
Conformity, sir.
Explain.
No.
Well,
If you want sightings of codes and reasoning, you know, go through the steps. We'd be glad to accommodate you, just like we always have.
oh, absolutely. And you quote codes like the last time in February, talking about different codes with the International Property Maintenance Code, but you ignore the existing building codes. You don't reference them. Correct?
I'm with you, sorry.
Sir?
I'm not with you, I'm sorry.
You don't look at all the big picture. You cherry pick what looks good to you to tell me and to make the council believe what you want them to believe, that there's no other options. There are no other options in the way to look at our situation. That's what you would have them to believe.
They're all well aware of all the options, and they have looked at them, and you have been told those over and over and over again, and we're beating the same dead horse. We're not allowed to go any further without discussion on those items here tonight.
Where's Mr. Monk?
Mr. Monk is no longer with the company.
Why is that?
It was a personal issue, and that's all we were told, that he resigned for personal reasons. That should not come into play one way or the other here.
Maybe stating mistruths to council, and maybe that has something to do with it?
No, we know of nothing like that.
You,
Now, the statement that we sent to your attorney today and copied to you, copied him,
It went through his attorney.
it went through your attorney, will explain by the new guy that's in charge exactly what we said and exactly what Mr. Munt said.
new guy in charge, what now? Who is that?
With our account at Safeville. Read your letter and you will understand.
Okay. What, as far as, so as far as working through things, you can't do anything, it's now all the attorneys.
How many times have I told you, Mr. Bridges, if my door is open at any time, day or night, that you want to come in and discuss it man to man? How many times have that been discussed?
Buddy, I don't trust you for the dang throw you, and I don't want to get in a conversation
We're
with
not
one-on-one.
going to get into that right here in this meeting. We're not going to offend this position by your saying stuff like
I
that.
wouldn't
Anything
offend that
else
position.
new to come before council tonight?
Sir?
Anything new to come before council tonight?
Why is the library not open?
That's nothing that,
Nothing concerns me?
not really. The library is temporarily closed. We did have it open for quite a while. It will be reopened, if nothing else, on a limited basis. We have people that are volunteering to do that, and it will be open very shortly. We've already gone in, renovated, cleaned up, and everything ready for that opening, yes.
So it's all up to code, everything in the library is good to code? You changed the occupancy, you redid the electrical, you redid the plumbing, everything's up to code?
Everything's up to code, yes, sir.
Standard? Okay.
All right. Anything else come before council?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm curious about the library. That's why I asked that question, because you guys are receiving SPOS funds just by having a label on that building, and you're not, you're providing a library, but you're not providing a service in the library, and I think that's wrong.
Temporarily closed and it will be open.
9 months?
No. Anything else, sir? I'll ask for public comments. Public comments also cannot involve things that we've talked about here tonight that cannot be discussed. Other than that, I'll open the floor for public discussion, or public comment, not discussion, comment.
I have something more. And I would have asked for a place on the agenda, but I just got this information, I think it's Friday or Saturday, it's Friday. And I was disturbed to see the legal expense amount. I know that probably doesn't surprise you. It was $46,132.77 just for last year. By comparison, the city of Noonan, the big old city now, I remember we're a little tiny place, the city of Noonan was only $92,257. Now, those are differing years, so if you want comparative years, the ones I could get quickly, because like I said, I only got the information on Friday or Saturday. In the 2011, the town of Sharpsburg spent $73,153.10 on legal expenses, and the city of Noonan spent $93,650. That seems like there's something drastically wrong with a town this size having to spend that much money for legal. Think what we could do with that money for other reasons, and on top of that, where's the money coming from? And that didn't mention there was $20,000 in there for audits. Now, I did know that that was for different years, and I'll give you a copy of this, Donna. This for different years, not just for the 1 year. And I wonder if you council people are getting copies of the financial statements on a regular basis in order that you all can look over these figures and see about them. And if you're not, you should. Also, if I remember correctly, and I think it was Alex McCrae when he did an article in the paper, it was mentioned that the budget, when there's a stated amount in the budget, say for a specific year, if the town goes over that amount, it's supposed to be brought before the council at a public meeting. That may or may not be correct, and I expect you're not going to answer that. But I've been to all these meetings, and those figures have never come up, and there has never been an amendment in order to spend that money. I just wonder who's looking out for the taxpayers. And on the subject of legal, I was told yesterday by a very reliable source that the town of Sharpsburg has a lawsuit in the works involving that property for the Dollar General store. And it came from a pretty reliable source. Now, that may or may not be true.
No, ma'am, that's not true.
Okay. That's the end of my comments, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Sir, comments? Next. Sir, Mr. Cruz,
Thank you for letting me be here tonight, and appreciate everything y'all do.
thank you for coming over.
Interesting to be on this side.
Oh, tell me about it.
And y'all are welcome to come to our meeting tomorrow night.
All right. Poll of council, starting report. Celine?
I don't have anything at this time.
Closed comments? No. Mayor's comments, I don't have a lot of comments tonight, other than something I was mentioning to Celine earlier today, that we've got somebody that's going to be cutting Sunset all the way from the curve, all the way down to the 54 highway, to the center of the ditch. It's looking so bad because of all the foliage that's drifting over the road. So that will probably start on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on the weather. All that will also be picked up all along there, any debris that might be on the ground or whatever. We've also had a problem with electrical in the building that we own back here in the back, and is rented by King Landscaping. That's being taken care of and will be done sometime within the next few days. That electrical problem will be taken care of. The plumbing problem we had over there was taken care of immediately and is completed. I have nothing else to come before council tonight, and if we have nothing else before council from anyone, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion.
So moved.